you imagine this? You're at home, you might have some children at school, you've got work to go to, your partner is working as well, and all of a sudden you get a phone call to say that mum is in hospital and she's not allowed to go home. What would you do? You've got the complexities of where do I find a residential aged care facility for her? How much is that going to cost? How do those fees get paid? And my God, the paperwork, there are mountains of it. What our job is, and it is a pleasure to do that, is to take that weight off your shoulders so that you're able to concentrate on the emotional issues that you've got with your parent. It's a horrible thing when you get to the stage of having to leave your home because you are no longer able to stay there. Your health doesn't allow you to. So this is not a thing that we wish upon our parents, but it is a responsibility that we must take. And what we want to do at Menakotap Parish is to take a lot of that load off your shoulders, get the paperwork done, do the applications, figure out how it's going to be funded. And in this process, it is a privilege to be able to help lift that load. Often when people hear the notion of estate planning, they get turned off. No, I don't want to have to deal with it, or I'm too young, or look, I just think that if I do something about it, it's going to be bad luck. If you love your family, get a will. That's the number one essential. I've seen too many people die without any will in place, and it puts a tremendous load on the family to then be able to sort anything out. There are many ways of being able to get a will in place, but it is essential that you do that. The next thing that you need to consider in the estate planning area is called an enduring power of attorney. And as a specialist in aged care, I see a lot of these. And the tragedy is that if you start to get the symptoms of dementia or something like that, you start to lose your memory, you wouldn't be in a position of being able to put an enduring power of attorney in place. And what this does, it just enables the person you have given this power to act as if they were you. So it is extremely powerful in of itself. However, if you cannot act for one reason or another, and it could be that you're just overseas and you needed to perhaps sell your home, there was a sale going through, you went overseas, you might appoint someone to be able to finish that off for you. If you get to the stage where you have dementia or Alzheimer's and so therefore cannot do anything for yourself because you are legally incapable of doing it, then that person can act on your behalf. So having an enduring power of attorney is one of the pillars of estate planning. From there, there's a thing called an advanced health directive, and that simply says, in these certain circumstances, medical circumstances, you might be unconscious, you might have suffered a heart attack. It tells the medical staff this is what you want to happen in those certain circumstances. For some people, they say, don't resuscitate me. It is something that is done in conjunction with your doctor, so you need to get that advice around it. And the final area of estate planning to really think about is what happens if you die to your super assets. Now, superannuation, you mightn't have much in there. You might have $100,000 sitting in your superannuation. But if you've got life insurance under that, it can be quite a substantial amount. So you have choices about how that money is then passed on to your family. It can go through your will, assuming you've got one, or it can go directly to a person that you nominate through what they call a binding death nomination. So these are the sort of things that you need to consider. And it's really wrapping up all of those plans that you've worked so hard for, the assets that you've built up over your life, the insurance that you've put in place to make sure that you're protected if something happened. It's wrapping all of those up so that it's passed through as you would want it to be passed through to your family. So estate planning is essential, and we are happy to work in with your solicitor or recommend a solicitor for you to go and see so that you make sure these are all done properly.